Okay, so we got to page Kufay and Bet, and we're going into Haris Erich Anpin Betesha Tikuni Dikna Dezam. Chasa B'Torah Yom HaShlishi L'Maisa Bereshis. So we're in the third day. V'totzei Haaretz Desha Esev Mazria Sarah Lemenehu Ve'etz Ose Pri Asher Zaro Bo Lemenehu. So I recall seeing this previously. One second, I still got this food in my mouth. Oh. Okay, it says the Kavarn is Bar La'el, Perik base. The pasuk Zecha be'ayrich besod latest hatisha tikuni dikna al yedei ima. So he says through ima, this brings out the 9 tikunim of the dikna. That seems just to me just as like a little bit unusual language. You know, why does he specify that it comes from ima? Or the word that comes al yedei ima, through the hands of ima, so to speak. That's what it means. It says, let the land bring forth. So he said, Pirush ima hanikras eretz. She's the eretz elyoina. Hotzi, she's the one that brings out beholida and gives birth to as tesha dekuni dikna shel Zair Anpin. Now we're not talking about Zair Anpin. That's what gets me confused. We're talking about the beard of Zair Anpin, that she's responsible for the birth of that. Hanikroyim Desha. So he says this is called Desha by the name of Desha of Asa Mazria Zera, like that. So he says Desha. This is all the kinds of concepts of growth. So he says a pasuk Omer Khan Tesha Tevo. So actually there's 9 different words here. He's going to count them out. Connected Tesha to Dikna Elu Vehem. This was the one is called Desha, then Asav, then Mazria, then Zera. They split that. Liminehu, and then it says Ve'etz Ose Pri Asher Zaroba Liminehu. So all of those 9 that refer to the growth of the beard, the development of the beard of Zair Anpin. V'amar Od, and he says furthermore, Kina the Aksha Noldach of the Yatsa Chatesha Tekundi Dikna Mimei Ima. So after they are born out, they come out, and these 9 Tekundi Dikna from the womb of Ima. Then she's responsible for growing them. Zair Anpin, until the point where Zair Anpin grows. In other words, something like this process is going on until Zair Anpin grows. Then I guess after he means that he becomes an adult. Tisha Elin is Akaro. The Neakros, these Tesha Tikundi Dikta, Ele B'makum Ima, so then they leave. So he's saying, I want to read it one more time, that it's inside of the womb that she's growing it. That's what it sounds like. Going back to the top again, it says, Shenolda V'yatsa Hatesha Tikundi Dikta Mimei Ima, from the womb. Now, when he said that, he said because they'll Noldu V'yatsa, they came out from the womb. It was her that caused him to grow. Nigdal Zair Anpin until Zair Anpin grew. Then he grew. I guess he became mature enough. So he said, Tisha Elin is Akaru. So from the place of Ima, they what? They are uprooted from that place. Now, does this mean that Zair Anpin was already born? And now they're growing in the womb of Ima, and I don't know, it's like attachment. Now, on the other hand, the Nai of Ima is inside of Zair Anpin. So it says Mashma, so he says Mishma Shlim, it makes it into a complete name. V'oz ne'aker Zair Anpin, v'bechin Shem Shalem Shel Ima, so he what? Zair Anpin is uprooted from the aspect of the complete name that refers to Ima. Ki ima he besod shem havaya benikud elokim. So he's going over this way. He says, so let's look at Ima. Let me just see what his phrase was, so I could try to understand it better. He said, "V'oz ne'aker Zair Anpin bebechinas shem shalom." So when he was inside of Ima, he was a shem shalom, but he's uprooted from that. Shel shem shalom. Ki ima he besod shem havaya benikud elokim. So you could take it and you could combine it the name Havaya. So first of all, the fact that ima is called Yud Kei Vav Kei over here is normally we say that Yud Kei Vav Kei is the name applied to Zair Anpin or to Kesser or something like that. Here he says this name, the Shem, this name exists in ima, the Havaya also, but it is menuked so that it's also Havaya Elokim. So I guess anytime you saw that in the Torah, that's what it's referring to then in some way. It's just a little vague to me. Because that makes it a complete name. So in Bina, everything is complete there. Because in Ima, the two names are together. If you look at it in terms of writing the letters, so you say Yud Kei Vav Kei there. But if you look at the Nikudim, so you have the two of them together. V'hu Shem Havaya Shel Bina. So this, when you want to say, well, there's an Havaya that applies to Bina, and that Havaya is this same Shem Shalem, which you just said. Shenichlal im Shem Elokim Shel Zair Anpin. So the Elokim, now he says that the Elokim goes with Zair Anpin. So he's really tossing me up and down. So he said we have a Havaya in Ima, but the Havaya is menuked a certain way. The Elokim, and you can explain, he says the Elokim refers to Zair Anpin. But so Zair Anpin, Hanoda v'yotze me'ima, which is the secret of Zair Anpin. When he comes out of Ima, he's like a what? A stage of Elokim. So the Inyan that we're talking about of this completion, of this perfection here, ki Havaya hu bebechinas rachamim, v'Elokim hu bebechinas dinim. V'hidich v'racham bilvad ein shlemos. Rachamim by itself is not complete. Dinim bevad einer shlemos, also dinim by themselves they're not complete either. Ela ikrach of shlemos hu behiskalos racham bedinim yachad. But the main thing of incorporating them, of the whole idea, shlemos, is the incorporation of opposites. My words. Shu sod hiskalos shnei shemus avaya elokim. Now he did say that Zair Anpin is called Elokim over here. I thought they say later on, but that's because relative to the Havaya, it's an Elokim. It's less than like that. It says, Klal Rachamim Shel Havaya, Im Dinim Shel Shem Elokim. You put them all together. That's the Rachmanis and the Din. So then the two of them together are considered to be a complete name. Now we saw this idea, I think, in the previous parak, the previous section, according to the previous parak in the previous section. According to the Rav, the Gambit be called Sad Canal, but it's still not considered to be in all ways a complete name. Because you don't have the two names beferish. What you have actually is a combination of Havaya, which is mashma that there's an Elokim there. Elohim Havaya benikud Elokim bilvad. That's all you have is a Havaya, but it has this hint to the Elokim. Maybe that's not the right word, but let's go. But yishtilu the basa b'shmashlim. Amnam acharkach nishtalo, so it's planted. The teisha tekuni dikna elo shal Zair Anpin b'makom Erik Anpin. Back.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you before. There was too much static. It was bad connection.
Okay, so how you doing? Where are we now, according to you? Okay, so it says, I'm going to be at the top of this left column. Second line, it says, V'amna b'dayim lo nechshav shem shalom the gamre, because this is not considered to be a complete name, totally complete name. Why? Because Sad in every different way. Kevin she'ein kan shnei shemus havaya elokim, because in order for them to be complete, you have to have both of these. Now, I know we saw this, the havaya elokim, before, the Farish. Shem havaya b'nikud elokim bilvad. Now, it's a little bit harder for me over here, but yishtilu the basa b'shmashlim. So then it becomes implanted, I think that's what it means, in the complete name later. Amnam acharkach, after this, nishta l'chabetesha tekuni dikna elu. So now, he says we're going over to plant these 9 tikkunim of the dikna elu shel Zair Anpin b'makom Erik Anpin. Now that's the part that I don't understand. It says in the place of Erik Anpin, you're now planting the 9 tikkunim of Zair Anpin. B'Zair Anpin malvish as Erik Anpin b'tibur de Erik Anpin lamata. So we understand that Zair Anpin, which is really Zocha V'Nuk, they both surround Erik Anpin. And so maybe what he meant is that when I was having trouble with the translation, let's go back to Amnam. Acher kach nishtalo tesha tikuni dikna elu shel Zair Anpin. So you said b'makom Erik Anpin. Okay, so that's what it means. Where do they get planted? They planted in the same place that Zair Anpin has a relationship with Erik Anpin, which is from the Tibur Lamata. So it said, Zair Anpin malvish as Erik Anpin mitibur de Erik Anpin lamata. So that's where it is. That connection. What was his words again? Tituni dikta Zair Anpin b'makom Erik Anpin. So he says they start to grow at the place of Erik Anpin, which is where it attaches to Zair Anpin, Erik Anpin at the Tibur. Vaz mizgal Shem Shalom the Gamre. When that happens, then you see that the entire name is put out. So when it's attached over there to that place in Erik Anpin, it becomes complete. When it's just in the May of Ima, I guess it's a Havai because of Ima does not have a distinction there between the two words themselves, only in the Nikudim, and that's really just secondary. It's like a hint. There's maybe not more than a hint, but something similar to that. Hashem Elokim, and it's Hashem Elokim. Here we got the two names. If they were planted, Kolomer Shenis Yashev Zair Anpin b'makom Erik Anpin. Now Zair Anpin is now settled himself into the place of Erik Anpin, which we said in the Tibur Lamata. Bebechinas Natiya. He's like it being planted there. So this is an important idea. But I don't visualize it. I mean, what does it say? My question is, why is it called a natiya? A natiya means a seedling or a planting right there. And so when it's planted there, then that's a different, that means a development of Zair Anpin to the point where it's planted, Zair Anpin, so to speak, is born out, I'm trying to figure this out, born out of Ima, planted at the Tibur of Erik Anpin. And then when that happens, Nizgalam Shnei Shemos Avayu Elokim, Shehem Shem Shalem, which is the whole name, the complete name, called Sad. V'ganam Sham, and that's a whole deal over there. Now, that's a whole deal over there. What can I say? Okay, let's go on. So, because I thought he was talking about the tikkunim of the dikna, so he's saying that the tikkunim of the dikna pop out. When do you see them? You see them when that attachment takes place. But I'm not sure about the attachment, how it develops out. It develops out from Ima. Okay, said that. Okay, let's go on. Tikkunim didikna besleser ishtakan. Hadikna shetomed nimsoim. So the dikna, which is always found, nimsoim bo shlosh esrei tikkunim. So the dikna, well, at least of Erik Anpin, is always 13 tikkunim. Dehi iloh. Shehi adikna elyon shel Erik Anpin. So he says, I think he's saying like this, is that the basic beard that we talk about, when we talk beards and we understand they represent the flow of light, is really the 13 of Erik Anpin. And because Zair Anpin is attached to Erik Anpin, I guess wants to put those two together. Basatah batisha. Then the lower part, which is that Zair Anpin, is only going to have 9. Meir lamata bedigna tachtona de Zair Anpin. So therefore it's shining downwards into the lower beard of Zair Anpin. Shenim soing bo tesha tikkunim, where you find there are 9 tikkunim. So now you have this attachment, and the development from this attachment is chazun v'az nirim and mizgalam ha'oresha shlosha asa tikkuni dikna de Erik Anpin. And then you see a revelation of those 13 tikkunim of Erik Anpin, b'socha tesha tikkunim tuni dikna the Zair Anpin. And it's important to say inside of the 9 tikkuni dikna the Zair Anpin, because Zair Anpin is attached to Erik Anpin at the Tibur on the outside. V'heim shlosha asa tikkunim. So therefore now they come 13 tikkunim. Shene'emba b'parshas Sisa. So he says, what did, and he goes through them. Hashem, here they are. Kel Rachel V'chanim, Eric Apayim, Rav Chesed, wait a minute, Erich, and then Apayim, and Rav Chesed, and Emes, and then the next one is Notzer Chesed, La'alofim, Notzer Avon, Upesha, V'ratah, V'nake. V'hem Meirim Besocha Teisha Tikuni Dikna de Zair Anpin, and these aspects, these 13 of the beard, are shining inside of the tikuni of the beard of Zair Anpin. Machzirim Osacha Bebechinas Din de Bechinas Rachamim, and it changes Zair Anpin when this situation is happening and this attachment is happening. Then it's possible for all the dinim within Zair Anpin, which is Elokim, to become sweetened. So this flow from, I think he's really talking about from the Mochas Timashal, Eric Anpin. But so Tesha Tikunim, which is the secret of 9 Tikunim, Shene'embe B'Parsha Shalach L'chol, now he's going to go through this, where it says Eric Apayim, V'Rav Chesed, Noseh Chesed, Upesha, Noseh Avon, Upesha, V'Nake, Lo Yanake, Poket Avon, Avos al Bonim, al Shleshim, Va'al Revim. So he said, however that is. So he says, well, those are the 9. Yes, so the 13 shining into the 9. When it's shining inside, in other words, breaks through its own wall and shines into that powerful light, which is diminished by going through the wall of the body of Eric Anpin, so to speak, I think, and it shines into Zair Anpin. So he says, "Apin besocha tisha tikunim digna de Zair Anpin ka'amor." Azayim is chavrim shlosha asa tikunim shal parshas kisisa. So then what you have is the 13. It came from parshas kisisa. Im atesha tikunim shal parshas shlach l'cho. So now you have 13 into 9, with 9. That was where we got a 22 over there. V'kol yachedim esr v'shtayim tikunim meirim b'Zair Anpin. And now you have 22 different letters, different, what is it? Tikunim, that are shining inside or through, or I think revealing their illumination in Zair Anpin. Now he says, Kaf Beis Asfan is Gelifacha Begavanehon. So the cocaine, as you see now, you got this 22 popped out. So let me just trace this back again. He said it started out in the May of Ima, and when Zair Anpin became attached to the T-board, this is my understanding, attached to the T-board, then she actually, this causes the 9 Tikkunim to come out. And since it's attached to the T-board of Eric Anpin then shines into it, can shine into it, and can create this concept of 22. So it's 13 into 9. So they are carved out. The letters are carved out from these 22 tikkunim. Excuse me. Came so shall Shem ben Kaf Beis Osius. This is also the secret of the name of 22 letters, a Yotzim me Birchos Kohanim, that come out from the Birchos Kohanim. And I guess I'm actually learning Birchos Kohanim now in the Tiv, but I didn't see this idea yet. He's saying that there are 22 letters in the Yivarechacha, etc. I guess that's a fact. So we have a few more. Let's try this. Al Hai Al Kain. Say how often. What happened? I lost him again. Got you back? Yeah. Okay. So I don't know where I lost you, but we're over on Kufay and Zion now. He says Al Hai Al Kain. So we talked about the development. He says they were carved out of this beard, or the combination beards of the two are carved out these letters. So on the basis of 22. Al Kain Bezecha Be'ofen Shamarno. So in the way that we said it, the Shlosh Esrei, the Shlosh Eser Tikuni Dikta B'Shachal Eric Anpin, the 13 of Eric Anpin, Me'ir B'Tochel Sedesha Tikuni Dikta Shal Zair Anpin, are now shining into the 9 of Zair Anpin. Hine oz chozrim kol tikuni dikrich of the Zair Anpin bebechinas dinim the bechinas rachamim. So he says this: it changes everything with Zair Anpin. It becomes rachamim. V'kol gizre dinim and all the gezeres of din shenigzrich the raw that we're going to do bad things. Nishbarnav and nizbatlim, they become broken and nullified. The fichoch chelm let's just take this word chelma, which means dream. Haroa kach akain b'cholon. Now, what did he see in the dream? Shemeir, a person has a dream. I can't imagine this dream, but let's say it is. The person is in a dream. Shemeirim tukuni dikna the Erik ante besach tukuni dikna the Zair Anpin, that he sees these two combined. The ache dikna the baranashri law b'day. Gam roa betam b'choloma. He sees also in that same dream. She'ochez biyado esa dikna shal adam elyon, that he's actually holding in his hand the beard of that upper man shuhu Zair Anpin. Shlim b'mare. Azay muftach. Then it's proven by this person. The person knows now. Shuhu shalem lifnei kono, that he has become complete before his master. V'hamra Odin, he says furthermore, ki mitzad ma sheroa b'choloma. But if you look at what he sees in the dream, she'ochel b'yadav is addicted to Zair Anpin, that he's holding on to the beard of Zair Anpin. Even if he can't see, or he can't see the light within it shining, so those who hate him, his accusers, will be humbled in his presence. Because that's really what's pshat over here in Zair Anpin. What can Zair Anpin do in Kedusha? He could come to Hachnia as called as Sonim and Mitzarim. So he could take, like David Melech, we saw his description. Kol Shechein Dikna Lord Nehira B'Satois. So certainly, if you're able to see the both, because Shechein Kan Sherocha B'Cholomo, he sees in this Gama Aras Dikna El Yona the Erik Anpin Umeir B'Secha B'Dikna Chatachta the Zair Anpin. He can see that in his dream. Now, there's all different kinds of dreams. There's the dreams of daydreams, too. I don't know. They just come by themselves as well. Because there's something on an even higher level, if you're able to see something like that. Because what you're looking at is the process of changing Zair Anpin to the side of complete sweetened dinims and rachamim. Bebechinas dinim, the bechinas rachamim, mizbatlim kol gizrei dinim, leroa kanal. And then he turned everything around and nullify all that bad stuff. That's it. Thanks for learning with me today. Learn a lot.